Thanks for the support as a channel member, Jacob Depew. Our little run of LOLLUJO derbies continues today as we go back to our team from 2 years ago. We're away against Nuneaton today. I love playing in Tier 6. It's like we're doing a tour around all of my former stomping grounds. Hello and welcome to part 3 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that game away against Nuneaton, plus we're at home to Altrincham, both in the National League North. And National League North, which as you can see, we have now found ourselves top of. It has not been a case of steamrolling the division the way it has been in the past. South Shields might have something to say about that. They didn't have a lot of fun against us. But that aside, it's been a lot of grinding out results and some quite difficult matches, managing to get ourselves knocked out of the FA Cup at the second qualifying round against Radcliffe, who play down in the, I think to be fair, I think that's only one division below us. But still, not a team we should be losing against. And Sir Mick Powell, once again, not very happy about it, because the FA Cup is so important to allowing us to bring in good players. And as you can see, my contract's up at the end of this season. So if we don't hit the playoffs with one failure already on the books, I might be in trouble. But I think things are slowly but surely starting to sort themselves out. We have done a little bit of transfer business. I've just brought a couple of players in on loan, both from Coventry. Patrick Agbon-Lahore is definitely the better of the two. 18-year-old striker who can also play out on the wing, which is where we're playing him. 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, 4 goals from his first 6 games for us, though. He has been a very good signing. The other one, Billy Brown, not so much, because we've not played him yet. He might be brilliant, but turns out we didn't need central midfielders as much as I thought we did. We've got several who are better than Billy Brown, including his brother Zach, who is going to be in the team ahead of him probably for the foreseeable future. So this is the team for the return to Nuneaton. As you can see, there is Zach ahead of Billy in the team, and there is Agbon-Lahore out on the right-hand side. And as promised in the last episode, we have persevered with the 4-2-3-1, and it is starting to look pretty decent. And Jaden Smith in there is starting to look like a real striker for us. 10 goals in 15 appearances, 10 goals from 12 starts. Doesn't get assists, doesn't like to share, does Jaden Smith, but he is a very solid finisher. Currently performing at a National League North level, so not a hugely overpowered player. He's just a good player for this level who's scoring goals in a team that's playing well. So we've got Eastwood in goal, a back four of Maloney, Lacey, Wyatt and Baker, Mottram and Brown in midfield, Hull, Jones and Agbon-Lahore behind Smith up front. Marcus Hull, we're finally starting to get some performances out of him as well. He says he's got an average of 7.22. It wasn't that hard, but it is largely since we've moved him into this more attacking position. We played him as an inside forward for a little while, but then miraculously he mastered the ability to play as a winger further forward. Remember, even in the last episode, I was fiddling with all sorts of stuff because he couldn't play there. All of a sudden, this is what happens when you train players in positions, apparently. He's now a natural just there doing what I wanted him to do all along. So we could probably go back to the 4-2-4 at this point, stick Agbon-Lahore up front, and maybe stick Mottram out on the wing. Jones probably drops out of the team entirely, and that's where the other Brown becomes a thing. But with Mottram playing in there because of Agbon-Lahore, we don't need another central midfielder. So, meh. As long as we're winning games, I'm pretty happy. I don't need us to necessarily be playing a certain way. Let's just keep winning football matches. Is there anyone in the Nuneaton team that we recognise? It'd be very unlikely that there is. I don't think there's anyone in real life. They've got an Elliot. Nuneaton should always have an Elliot. Is their top scorer as well? Oh, what a wonderful world. A team such as ours should be winning this game with no problem at all. While this is all going on, as you know, I've been sorting out my garage. I don't know if I ever showed you this. This is a match-worn Nuneaton shirt with the number 20 on the back. It's basically Sir Enoch Nuhu's shirt. This is the kit that we wore in the season where I started over. So that, when it looked like Nuneaton might be going out of business, and they just basically had a fire sale, I sent them an email asking, have you got, because they weren't selling replica kits, they'd sold out. Is there any chance I could have a kit? And they said, yeah, we've got a load of match-worn ones. Do you want one of these? So I mean, it's a tiny little medium. I guess it's one that maybe the youth team were wearing. But I PayPal'd them like 30 quid to go towards the trying to not have them go bankrupt fund. And they sent me the shirt number of my choosing. So in my mind, we have Serenic Nuhu's shirt, which the reason it's on a hanger is because it now hangs on my garage wall, which you will see a video at some point of me showing my new setup once it's finished. I know a few people have asked. There'll certainly be a video on the vlog channel, and there'll probably be not a full on these are all my pop vinyls video like I'll do over there, but I'll show you my setup and show you how I record, and you'll see my shirts on the wall and stuff, and that's one of them. I need to get it framed. I've got my home shirts framed, but football shirt frames are expensive. If anyone's a football shirt framer and wants to frame like 5 shirts for me for nothing, because I'm too tight to spend £30 on frames, I've got that shirt, I've got my LOLLUJO FC shirt, I've got a Kings Lynn shirt, I've got the old pink, why have I put him up front? I've got the pink Southend away shirt from my first year on YouTube. I've got plenty of stuff that needs framing and putting up on the wall. Right, we've put Agbon Lahore up front. Aga's come on to play out on that right-hand side, but he prefers to be an inside forward. We are going to go positive and try and get a bit of a breakthrough going here. We're going to bring on Lot in midfield, who is a little bit more attacking than Brown. Well, I can't really play him as such, but hopefully his natural attacking instincts will lead to him grabbing a goal. Munting is a former Bourne player, isn't he? Jacob Munting. There you go. Left us to join them. And he's playing for them. He didn't... I mean, I guess he did play a little bit for us. He just wasn't... He didn't play a load of games. We'll bring Agintus on for Maloney as our final change. Should we have some passion? Show some passion. Look, I've got a shirt, for goodness sake. Show me some passion. It's a shirt for the other team, boss. Shut up. I haven't had yours made yet. Hull. Can't remember. Marcus, I think that's his first name. Hull with the corner. Agbon Lahore's there. Aga's offside, and I don't think he needed to touch it. I think the original header from Agbon Lahore was going in there. Do we not get a replay? You only get replays in the Premier League, apparently. I'm fairly confident that was... Oh, no, here is the replay. I think this was going in. Agbon Lahore with the header. Is it okay, it wasn't. It was going wide. I'll let Aga off. He had reason to try and score. This lot are absolutely delighted that goal was disallowed. Look how happy they are. No. Bunch of losers. Can't sit down, shut up. My word. We deserve to score now, just to silence them numbskulls. Agintus, cross into Agbon Lahore. Jones just tries to sneak his header over the top of the Nuneaton goalkeeper. Nuneaton probably wondering why we've got a couple of players on loan from Coventry when they're basically next to Coventry. Certainly when you're driving on the M6, it's like the same exit. So you would expect Coventry players to go on loan to Nuneaton. We should be having Peterborough players because we're near there. Agbon Lahore is in, and Agbon Lahore scores. Oh, look, you're not dancing around anymore, are you? Oh, that's amazing. They all sat down and now they're all wafting their arms around. That'll learn you. Look how happy they were before it happened. Still jumping around. Immediately, watch them all sit down. Don't watch the goal. Watch this guy sit down. Oh, we're not going to see him. I promise you he sat down. Look, let's go back to him. Is he sat down now? He's sitting down. 1-0 to Bourne. A last-minute winner. I feel a little bit dirty for doing it to Nuneaton, but let's face it, they're a mid-table team. So we needed the win more than them because we would like to get promoted. As we know from when I managed Nuneaton, I think it took 3 years to get out of this league in that save. That was hard work, but a little bit easier for the Bourne boys. Just the one change for the Altrincham game then. O'Connor returns from suspension, comes back into the team at the expense of Lacey, who drops down to the bench. I would ordinarily go with O'Connor and Lacey, but Wyatt is the first player in the history of Bourne Town who's had a little bit of a whinge about lack of first-team football. And for the last 4 years, all I've done in those situations is release players. But obviously, I don't have the option to do that now. So I'm actually having to manage him a little bit. I've promised him some first-team football. So he's getting a little bit of a run in the team. You can see, in fact, he's played the last 7 games. Is he still annoyed that he's not in the team? Come on now. Goodness me. Stuart Price also got a bit of a grump on. But he's not as good. I'm less worried about him leaving, as you can see. wasn't desperate to force him back into the team. So he probably is going to be leaving. We might try and ship him out on loan. We can't have two defenders in the team who aren't my first choice ones, but Wyatt seems to be doing all right in there. And plus, I'm hoping it'll come out for one of the matches as The Fiend, and that will be awesome. If you're not into wrestling, Google it. The Fiend's awesome. A team such as ours should be winning this game without too many problems at all. Aren't Altrincham right up there with us? I thought Altrincham... I might be thinking of when we were at Kings Lynn, Altrincham were pushing us quite hard. But as it is, they're a mid-table team. And we've given away a penalty. I think it's Wyatt who's given that away, actually, because all the focus is on Wyatt at the moment. And it is a penalty. I think that's about the third penalty this season Eastwood has saved. He might sometimes look a little bit dodgy in the game itself, but he is a bit of a monster when it comes to saving penalties. Is there a stat that tracks penalty saves for goalkeepers? Because if there isn't, there should be. Stats. Penalty saves. Is that on here anywhere? It shows penalties he's taken, which obviously is none. It should track us. Oh, there you go. Penalties conceded from /faced. Okay, so he'd only saved one previously. So that was the second one he saved. Well, that told me, obviously, that's probably two in a row he's saved now, which is why in my head he saves all penalties all of the time. Never mind, he's also conceded 3. How have we given away 5 penalties already this season? That feels like a lot. 5 penalties in 17 games. Is that a normal statistic? Someone's going to have to... I mean, I don't even know how stuff like that is tracked. How many penalties does a team normally give away in a season? Let me know down in the comments. I genuinely don't know. We need to stop starting games balanced, I think. We're not attack-minded enough when we do it. I think we're going to go out for this second half. I'm going to be a little bit assertive and say, look, come on now. Come on now, gentlemen. We need to be a little bit more attack-minded than this. Let's go out with a positive mentality, because it took a last-minute winner to get past Nuneaton. But this is what I was saying in the bit at the start of the episode. Although we are top of the league again, it isn't the way it's been before. There is an awful lot of this grinding out results, where I think just the fact that we've got a lot of momentum behind us and we feel like winners, even though this is a brand new squad this year. We're not steamrolling over the division the way we have in the past. We just know how to win. Agbon Lahore is going to go up front again. It worked in the last game, and I'm going to bring Billy Brown on for his debut, but I'm going to play him there and just see if him and Agbon Lahore can link up, because presumably they'll have played in that kind of setup loads of times before for the Coventry youth team. So hopefully they'll have a nice little bit of link-up play between them. It doesn't show you the lines for partnerships when you're actually in game, does it? I think you only get to see them before the match. But I would assume those two would have one, because they must have played together plenty of times before. It's just whether or not, because they probably would have done it in the youth team, i.e. not really actually happening it. They just both came through the same youth team, so the game might not be quite that snazzy about it. I'm not sure. We're going to bring Agentus on again, and we're going to ask for 10 minutes of passion to finish things off. We're going to need another last-minute winner. We've become boring Bourne. We only win 1-0 or draw, apparently, without really having an attempt on goal. I thought bringing in Agbon Lahore had solved our striker problem. And obviously he did score the winner in that last game. But what's actually happened is Smith, who I was raving about at the start of the episode, has just been completely missing for 2 full games now. And it's looking like Altrincham are most likely to score here, and they have. And again, question marks over Wyatt there, because it almost looked like an own goal. It obviously wasn't, because it's been given to that player there. But Wyatt maybe should. But would Lacey have headed this clear? Probably would have done. Let's have a little look at it from this angle. Cross comes in and Wyatt misses his header. Eastwood is flapping behind. And we lose and drop down to 3rd place in the league. Like I said, it's not as easy as I like it. I want to win every game 10-0. That's when I'm having my most fun. We'll be fine. Remember, we're still just looking for playoffs. Playoffs this season. Playoffs is good. We're above Ken Charlery's Newark flow serve, so that's good as well. My big buddy, Ken. So we will... Have we got another derby coming up? Another LOLLUJO derby? It doesn't look like we have, so we'll probably get through to sort of this time, Christmas time, and then figure out, and then that sets us up nicely to do King's Lynn there. So that can be our next couple of episodes. Easy peasy. Hopefully we'll fit an FA Trophy run in somewhere there as well. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.